Today, nearly 3 million people live in Rome. But there was a time when this giant of the ancient world collapsed into something so small, so broken, that you could walk across it in less than an hour. This was once the heart of an empire that ruled from Britain to the deserts of Syria. By the year 1000, it had become a city of ruins, goats, and ghosts. How does the greatest city on earth shrink into a village? And how did it survive? You won't just learn about medieval Rome, you will walk through it. You will feel the wind blowing through shattered temples. You will stand inside the hollow skeleton of the Colosseum as cattle graze where gladiators once fought. You will meet the people who refused to abandon the corpse of empire. And you will discover the quiet, astonishing truth. Rome did not die, it transformed. The traffic fades. Modern headlights blur. The hum of scooters dissolves into silence. Stone begins to crack. Glass towers vanish. The skyline fractures backward in time. The year is now 1000 AD. The empire is gone. You are standing in medieval Rome, and it feels smaller. You walk along a dirt path where a grand marble avenue once gleamed. Grass pushes through broken paving stones. Marble columns lie snapped in half like fallen trees. In the distance, the shattered remains of the Roman Forum sit abandoned, not a political heart anymore, but a grazing field locals now call the Campo Vaccino, the cow field. You hear bells from a distant church, not imperial trumpets, church bells. The air smells of damp stone and wood. Water trickles from a cracked aqueduct that no longer carries enough to feed 1 million souls, because there are no million souls anymore. There are perhaps 20,000, maybe less. How did a city of 1 million shrink to this? The answer is slower and darker than you think. A man kneels beside a fallen temple column. He strikes it with iron tools. He is not a vandal, he is a builder. His name is Matteo. He scavenges marble from ancient ruins to construct new churches and fortified homes. To him, the empire is not sacred, it is a quarry. He chips away at history because medieval Rome has no functioning marble industry. The grandeur of emperors becomes staircases and defensive towers. Why defend? Because Rome is no longer the safe capital of a vast empire. It is vulnerable, and that vulnerability shapes everything. You notice something unsettling. The city does not spread across its ancient footprint. It has retreated. The populated areas cluster tightly around the bend of the Tiber. Why abandon the hills? Why leave behind monumental neighborhoods? The answer isn't just politics, it's survival. After the fall of the Western Roman Empire in the 5th century, trade networks collapsed, aqueducts broke, maintenance stopped. Without clean flowing water, disease crept in. Without trade, food shortages became common. Without centralized authority, rival factions and foreign armies marched through Italy again and again. Rome was sacked, then sacked again. Population fled to safer countryside towns. Entire districts emptied. The baths of Caracalla, roofless. The grand imperial palaces on the Palatine, crumbled shells. You walk through streets where ivy devours senate houses. The wind whistles through empty arches. This is not dramatic destruction, it is slow decay. And slow decay is harder to fight. Inside a modest stone church, a monk named Pietro copies a manuscript on candlelight. Outside, ruins loom. Inside, knowledge survives. The church becomes Rome's anchor.
While emperors vanish, bishops rise. The papacy grows in influence. Pilgrims still travel here, not for empire, but for faith. You step outside and see travelers arriving dusty and exhausted. They come to pray at the tomb of St. Peter. They bring coins, they bring trade, they bring life. And suddenly you understand. Rome survives because it becomes something new, not imperial capital, but spiritual capital. Yet even that transformation carries danger. There is a law you wouldn't expect. Noble Roman families, powerful clans, fortify ancient monuments into private castles. Yes, the Colosseum itself becomes a fortress. Massive arches are bricked up. Watchtowers rise from ancient stone. Rome is not just shrinking, it is fragmenting. Rival factions wage street-level warfare. The city feels less like a capital and more like a medieval battleground wrapped in antique ruins. At night, iron gates slam shut, neighborhoods barricade themselves. This is survival through fortification. You hear whispers of something else, not just political instability, not just economic collapse, but something biological. Why did people fear certain districts? Why did entire valleys remain empty for centuries? Look toward the lowlands near the river. Mosquitoes rise in clouds. Malaria thrives in stagnant water. The abandoned aqueduct systems and marshy ground become breeding grounds for disease. The giant city shrinks toward higher, healthier ground. Geography itself reshapes Rome. A young girl named Lucia runs along a narrow alley near the Tiber. Her world is small. She has never seen a Rome of marble splendor. To her, broken columns are playgrounds. The ruins are normal. She knows the city by its churches, not its forums. Her father trades with pilgrims. Her mother bakes bread from imported grain that arrives sporadically. For Lucia, Rome is not fallen, it simply is. And that perspective is everything. But insecurity remains constant. The Holy Roman emperors to the north interfere in papal politics. Local Roman nobles resist. Occasional famine strikes. Floods from the Tiber drown lower districts. You stand on the riverbank as water rises, swallowing market stalls. Merchants scramble. Church bells ring warnings. The city feels fragile, yet it does not vanish. Why? Because Rome possesses something no other ruined city does: continuous identity. It remembers itself, even in decay. You climb a hill at dusk. The skyline is jagged, ancient arches beside medieval towers. Smoke drifts upward. Bells echo across valleys once filled with cheering crowds. You realize something profound. A city is not marble. It is not population size. It is people choosing to stay, choosing to adapt, choosing to build homes inside ruins. Rome did not shrink because it was weak. It shrank because the world around it changed. And instead of dying, it compressed, like a heartbeat slowing but never stopping. The ruins begin to restore. Stone lifts, columns straighten, streetlights flicker back on, cars hum across bridges over the Tiber River. Tourists crowd the Roman Forum, unaware that for centuries it was a pasture. You stand once more in modern Rome, bustling, loud, alive. But now you know something hidden beneath its surface. This city once shrank to a shadow of itself, and still it endured. So, here's the question. If you had walked through Rome in the year 1000, would you have believed it could ever rise again? Or would you have seen only ruins? In our next reconstruction, we step into another lost world, a city that didn't survive its collapse. Until then, look closer at the ruins around you, because sometimes survival
doesn't look like greatness. Sometimes it looks like persistence.